Hi, book besties, Shreeni here. Today, we'll be talking about the popular books I didn't like. So, these books aren't just bad, I think they are overrated, just hyped up and didn't live up to the expectations. This is, of course, in my humble opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just discussing with you guys what I felt when I read these books. So the first one is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. So this is the Pauline story. If you are familiar with the Netflix Bridgerton series, this is Penelope's and Colin's story. So I have read the Bridgerton series way back and I did not really like Julia Quinn's writing style. More than the style, I didn't really like how she wrote about women, especially in these books. Understandably so, in the Regency era, there weren't many women who got their own rights. So even then, I thought she could have done some changes to the plot in these books, just like the series in Bridgerton, so that we could enjoy it a bit more. In this book, we follow Penelope. If you are familiar with the Bridgerton story, I'm sure you must have watched it because it was so popular recently. Did you guys like the Pauline's series? I certainly did not enjoy it. There are so many things I didn't enjoy about it. We can discuss about that later. In the previous story, Penelope was determined to change her life around. So I was really excited to read this book, but when I read the first half of the book, I immediately thought that's something really wrong with how Julia Quinn has written Penelope. In the previous story, Penelope was written as this really intelligent, witty, funny girl, but in this, her image has changed a bit. Julia has written Penelope's character halfway the story to be this superficial, vapid character who's only focused on the outer appearance. It changes a bit as the story goes on in the second half, but I still think there wasn't like a redemption aspect in the story. And I also think the author has made Colin's character really empty, sort of a lost soul who does not have a purpose in life. His character didn't really contribute that much to the story. It didn't feel like he was a main character in the story. I think if you have watched the series, you would agree with me. It's similar to the book. So this book was not for me. I did not like it. So the second one is Flawless by Elsie Silver. If this was one of your favorite books, I really apologize. I'm not here to ruin your favorite book, but I'm sad to say I did not enjoy this one at all. This is actually the second Elsie Silver books I have read. I was thinking to give this author a second chance because I absolutely did not enjoy the first book as well. But there was such a hype around this author, around these books. I think it was Chestnut Spring series. It was such a hyped up series. I really wanted to be a part of it too. I almost DNF'd it, but then I thought I'll finish this and see what happens at the end. Writing style is so, I don't want to use the word shallow, but I felt like it. It's so simple-minded writing, unfortunately. There was no depth to it. The characters were really shallow and lacked any complexities at all. And no character development at the end. It was really disappointing. To prove that point, I'll read the synopsis for you. This This should have been my clue, the blurb. When I read this, I should have just put this book back into the shelf, but I thought it will be different. The synopsis is, the rules were simple. Keep my hands off his daughter, but now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed, and where rules are made to be broken. And the other part says, I'm the golden boy of professional bull riding, or at least I was until it all blew up in my face. My agent says I have to clean up my image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. The signs were there. I did not care. That was the problem. And the next one is Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas. So she used to be one of my favorite authors. This is the last book that was released, and I struggled to finish this book. I saw so many reviews about this book on Instagram. People are raving about this book. The first book of this series, which is The Long Game, was really a good book. So I thought this book would be the same. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So in this, we follow Josie and Matthew. Josie runs a cafe, and there is this thing happens in her life involving her father, so that she has to find a fiance because she's coming from multiple failed engagements. For a particular reason, she has to find a fiance immediately, a fake fiance. So Matthew steps in for the task, and usually this fake engagement and fake boyfriend trope, it's such a cute one. I'm sure you'll agree. But in this one, I feel like Elena Armas didn't even try to make this interesting, because she had made Josie to be this kind of silly, airheaded girl. It feels like there is nothing interesting about her other than her multiple failed engagements. And Matthew in this story agrees way too quickly to be the fake fiance. And they are basically strangers, they haven't met each other before. So it all feels really whimsical and unrealistic. I don't know if that's the concept author was trying to convey, I don't know. But I personally did not like this one. I feel like in this story there was not any depth to it, and it lacked the true meaning, a message at the end of the story. And also there was things that's done before romance story. It felt really repetitive. And there's this scene where main male character, whenever he sees this girl Josie, he's in a trance or a haze every time he sees her. It really got on my nerves, and that's one of the main reasons I really struggled to finish this book. It never happened to me before with any of the Elena Armas books. So I was shocked when I finished reading this book that I disliked this book thoroughly. I couldn't believe it was written by Elena Armas. So the next one, I'm really scared to discuss the next one with you guys. I promise you, this was not done out of hate. I genuinely wanted to be a part of this world. Magnolia Parks by Josiah Hastings. Yes, if this is your favorite author and if this is your favorite book, you can skip ahead because I don't want to hurt your feelings. So when I first wanted to read Magnolia Parks, I was so excited to pick up this book. because I thought I'll be a part of something really girly, something, because they compare this to Gossip Girl. I'm not a big Gossip Girl fan, but then I thought it couldn't be that bad if people are really raving about this and wearing merch saying how's the weather parks, things like that. They were really cute. I wanted to be a part of that too. And they have compared Jessa Hastings' writing to be something really poetic, and it has made people cry, sob while reading this book. Let me start by saying when I first into like 10 pages of this book, I was baffled. I was thinking, is this what people loved? Because it was so toxic. And it starts with this cheating trope, which I absolutely despise. And I couldn't believe what I was reading. All throughout this book, I was thinking, am I the problem? Because people seem to really love this book. And I found so many red flags in this book, and I couldn't even finish it. I DNF'd this about 60% in. That 60% was a struggle. And for the people who were saying that Jessa Hastings' writing is poetic, I'm not trying to be mean, but let me read to you a quote from the book. And the world falls to black. It's just me and him in the other universe. The stars have exploded. The suns burn out. And it's rushy. And I love him and it's urgent. I love him. And it's like someone's put a fire under us or maybe in our bones and we need to put it out. But maybe we don't want to. And I love him. Does this sound poetic to you? It doesn't for me. Let me vent for a little bit about this book because I have gone so long without talking to anyone about this book. I have searched online to see if anybody else was feeling the same way I did, and I couldn't find more details or reviews about this book other than people loving the book. I'm not on TikTok. Maybe TikTok was a good place to start. So the Magnolia's character, I cannot really grasp the idea that people are obsessed with Magnolia and fascinated with her. Everyone loves her. And author doesn't really give us a reason as to why they really love her. Because I feel like she's not a very lovable character. She's mean half time to everyone that's around her, and her only talent is to she knows more about the designer piece of clothing than anyone else. I don't know if that can be counted for a skill or a talent, but that is her thing. I don't think that's something you can praise a person for. I really don't understand the hype around this. So the last one is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Please don't hate me. I have never read Emily Henry's book that I didn't like, except for this one. This is the book that came before The Funny Story. So people are obsessed with this book, I know. This isn't a bad book, but I feel like it really lacked the usual charm and simplicity that Emily Henry brings out in all of her books. And also, she always has a message, a deep meaning to her stories, this didn't have any for me when I read. I don't know, it's just my personal opinion. I'm sure you must have loved this book. You have had a positive experience reading this book, but unfortunately, I didn't. Read the synopsis of this book if you are interested to hear it. I don't want to go into much details about the plot because this is a very popular one and everyone must have read this book by now. So the synopsis says, Harriet and Vin are the perfect couple. They go together like bread and butter, gin and tonic. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. That didn't age well. Every year, they take a holiday from their lives to drink far too much wine with their favorite people in the world. Except this year, they are lying through their teeth because Harriet and Vin broke up 6 months ago and they still haven't told anyone. But the cottage is for sale, so this is the last time they'll all be here together. They can't bear to break their best friend's heart, so they'll fake it one more week. But how can you pretend to be in love and get away with it in front of the people who know you best? I didn't like the love aspect in this book. I didn't like the friendship aspect of this book. It all felt too unrealistic. And the resolution that was given to us at the end of the book, I feel like that wasn't enough at all because we went through so much of tension and stress throughout the book because Emily Henry has really focused on the tension of the couple rather than the solution. I wasn't satisfied with the solution that was given, the redemption. And also, there were some instances while reading this book, this really doesn't feel like Emily Henry's book because at one point, the main male character, Vin, in this book, he goes, oh, no one likes me for my brains. They all are after me for my looks. And that's an ick for me. I couldn't continue the book after that, but I wanted to reach the end to see if the redemption was better. But unfortunately, it wasn't. So those were the popular books I did not like. I won't use the word hate because that's a strong one. But I thoroughly disliked all of these books. And I really think they were overrated in my personal opinion. And let me know what were your rating for these books. I would love to know. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye for now.